there are two good stories for them to push out. One is regarding the situation of Valentino with Petronas. We have some good anecdote there. And the other one is regarding the situation of what has happened with Alex Marquez and all this stuff. We have also a good story there. And
okay, so is the Valet one anything more than he's signed for 2021 and maybe 2022? Is there something more than that?
He hasn't signed. He hasn't really signed. He is, as we spoke, I think one of the problems is, I think we have spoken in a previous podcast, he wants his people in the team, right? Mm-hmm. Because the team, he wants more than the two people the team offers. So this situation happened in the past in the Repsol Honda team with Marc Marquez, the same. Because the question mark is who pays the salary difference between the one who are arriving and the one who are already there. Somebody has to pay because the people from Yamaha won't step down to a satellite team and lose money, correct? So, and especially knowing that Valentino's career is for 2 years. On the other side, Valentino doesn't want to start a new era with new people because he knows that he will be there for 2 years. So he wants to continue with the people. Okay. So this happens when Marc Marquez arrived in Honda. 2013, he was allowed to bring just two of his people to the team. In 2013, after winning the championship, he forced Honda to bring all his team. But there was again a difference in the salary. Who should pay this? Valentino wants Yamaha to pay this salary because he says that Yamaha has offered him everything. But in the case of Marquez, it was Marquez who took from his salary and paid the difference to the riders, to the mechanics.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And this was at the time 150,000 per year to because the salary of the incoming were the same, and then the plus that is Mark who put the money on the table. So that's a good reason to explain why the team is like this, that really a team. Because Marquez showed to them where...
Loyalty.
Yes, and up to where he can go, or he's ready to go, So this is a good story. Then the other one, Stu, is incredible. We have heard, so Honda and the Marquez and everyone has been silent with the story of Paul Espargaró coming and, And suddenly they had to say something here, and suddenly it's like a fairy tale. Everybody's happy. Marc Marquez is happy, the team is happy, Alex Marquez is happy. It's like, wow, it's like the Manson family, everyone is happy.
The Manson family.
Damn.
Free love. Everyone loves each other. But the reality is the following. I have been told by a very, very, very inside source, but I have to say that so far I got only one source, and you know that normally you have to check both, but
of course.
Let's throw it on the table even so until we confirm it 100%, but it makes a lot of sense. You will see, as soon as I tell you, you will be as astonished as I got when I knew about this. My mouth was like wide open,
Cool.
And it is the following. The situation with Honda treating in a certain way Marquez by doing this maneuver of pushing his brother out, in a certain way somebody, or we, even I, have interpreted, you say? Interpretation? Interpreted that Honda was saying, hey, okay, at the end we are the ones who control this, okay? You have power, but at the end we are Honda. You know what Marquez has done? It's incredible. He has his environment, but I say he, okay, with the reserves. He has included a clause in Alex Marquez's new contract with Honda where it says...
With LCR?
Yes. That if in 2021, Alex Marquez, at the end of the season, is in front of Paul Espargaró, they are obligated to switch to put him back in the team.
Oh no!
He's a
Pure
Machiavello.
performance clause.
He's a Machiavello, eh? And with
That
this,
is amazing.
and with this, he has again. He's showing here. I am the commander here.
Yep.
Isn't
if you
that
want to big
amazing?
dick move me, I'll big dick move you back. Yeah.
Mine is 20 centimeters longer than yours.
Yeah. That's it.
After coming out of the shower, of the cold shower.
Yeah. It was very cold.
Bloody hell.
But isn't that amazing?
That is
It's
fantastic.
incredible. Yeah, and it has been very smart because in a certain way, he closes this affair. Like in his head,
Exactly.
he said, okay, you pushed me, you have upset me, but okay, deal done. And this morning in the test, we have seen Mark pushing Alex.
Uh-huh.
And look what happened. Alex was, I think, around position 17 or 15. Mm-hmm. So he went out with his brother pushing. After one lap, Alex was 7th.
So Mark just put his arm around him and just showed him the fast way around the
Yeah,
track.
and he did. Alex did one lap behind his brother. So Mark positioned him in the classification, and then he said, "Okay, now, bah!" And then he pushed by himself. Obviously, Alex couldn't follow him, and then he did the fastest lap.
Yep.
He's
That's crazy cool.
Yeah, they have upset him, so.
That is a wonderful strategic move. That shows maturity on the part of, I don't know whether it's Mark or his manager or his family, the whole family coming together. Honda clearly made the move when they made the announcement with Pole, and if he was still immature, Mark could very easily have called people like yourself or other journalists and gone bah, 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 bah. He could have easily done that, but he didn't. He stayed quiet and he strategized, and now he's come up with a move that
because could
be amazing.
The only people I managed to spoke in these weeks, because everyone was silent, Honda, HRC, the Marquez. I managed to text to the manager of both Marquez.
Uh-huh.
And very politically, he told me, well, we will see what's better for Honda and for Alex.
Yeah.
So for me, it was strange that he put in front of the answer Honda instead of his client or his representative. And then suddenly Honda went away bleeding through some hole because it was, we can call it the Marquez clan. I don't know who made this decision, but it's so smart, so intelligent,
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is very, very.
And it hasn't come out. Nobody knows that. So at the end, Marquez is relaxed, I could say, because he has made a master move in this check table. How do you say el tablero, no? Master move.
Yeah, in the chess table. Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Mastermind move.
God, that could have easily gone the other way. That's brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Andrew? How do you think this is going to affect the 2021 season as well with Pole versus Alex?
God, I don't know. I think I'm surprised by that maturity. It's not what I was expecting, because I thought there'd be a bit more emotion and a bit more not thought out strategy or whatever.
Yeah, it just shows the maturity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And Stu, that it's very important look, in these days, because all this has been a theater, all this.
Which I think you said, Manuel, you called it that it could just be a bit of smoke.
Yeah, but look, I try to follow, how do you say, a maxim, like, why should people lie? Okay, because if somebody says something, there is no need to lie. In this story, exactly right. All lied. But I think everyone lied. But for me, what is amazing is, why did they? Why not saying the truth? This is what astonishes me, because they say, no, we knew this forever. And Marquez says, I have been, Honda has informed me since the very beginning. And it's very risky from my side to say that that's not true. But I say it and I maintain it. maybe they take me to court, but I don't care because I know the truth. I know that they have, when the news came out, they had to explain the Marquez not once, several times, no, especially Alberto Puig saying the famous no, it is a Japanese move. It was not mine idea, but I had to do it. So what I don't understand is why not saying the truth. But it's a little bit, look, the other side of the story about saying the truth or not is in Ducati. In Ducati, they don't lie. They say the truth, and by saying the truth, they receive so many, how do you say, because
face palms of the week. They get a lot of face palms of the week
because we criticize
they have
them
no filter.
Because they say the truth because then we go out and criticize them. Because Ducati is a mess. Because Ducati they don't know how to run it. Now we said
they just say what's from Honda in their heart.
And what's happening? I don't know if it's probably it's a bad policy, but it's about saying the truth or not, or lying. Because I am being very harsh with Honda this time, but it's not that they camouflage the reality or paint the reality in another color. It's just black. It's not true.
Yeah, that's a very Japanese move, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, in Japan, I don't know. In Japan, lying is not a sin.
Exactly.
You
know, don't they cut their heads off for that?
No.
The Japanese culture, lying is not a sin. So, lying is something in a negotiation. Stu, probably you know it much better than anybody because you work in this area.
Yeah.
You know, they lie. If you catch them lying, it's like, okay, you caught me. But
exactly. Yeah, you got me. Okay, let's move forwards.
Oh, wow.
That's all it is. It's just
a
negotiation tactic. Yes, very, very
because
different.
We are very different. You know, Japan is very far away in the middle of the sea. Well, as you are, very far away as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So, how was getting to Jerez this week for you, Manuel? I saw you rode over.
Yeah, I have to say you that at a certain point I decided that nobody was going to tell me where to go or where not to go.
Yeah.
You rebel.
And fight the power.
And look, I have been in Jerez every year since 1991.
Yep.
So I said, okay, I go there and I want to see how Jerez is the new Jerez.
Yep.
How this ugly, stupid new normality that we have after this corona
this new normal
virus. Yeah, this drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But I went there and I am here. It took me a long trip. It was an 8-hour trip in the middle of here, the summer, 40 degrees. I almost melted on the bike. But it's
I've been hearing about the 57-degree track temperatures. I'm sure the road was the same.
Look, I was in Sevilla, and I got into a traffic jam. And I swear I have a photo. I took a photo when it was 43, but then it went up to 44. And me in the leathers with the helmet,
slowly cooking in your own juices.
And you know, when you are stuck surrounded by cars, and there you are, and all the cars looking fresh inside with air conditioning,
in the air
conditioning, and the stereo blaring.
And you looking like a tough idiot biker, you know?
Yeah, but at least you look tough. As long as you look tough, it's okay.
That's right.
Yes, but the how do you say, the cemetery are full of tough people, you know?
But
so is pretty much everyone there that you expected, or are there less people?
Wow. I have to... Wednesday... There was a mess in Jerez. The police had to intervene because the people were wheeling, were burning tires. It was a mess.
So people have just been saying, stuff it, I'm just going to have a party because MotoGP's back.
It's a shame that on the podcast we can't show photos, but I will send it to you and you will see.
Please do.
Like, you know, Vietnam, when the end in Saigon, like this.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
It's amazing. Cool. And obviously, after Wednesday night, now the police has taken control. Yeah. They are checking the videos if they see the ones who had wheelied, had burned out. But they didn't want the people to get together on track they have done it on the street. What is
Fair
worse?
enough.
Do we have any evidence of where Remy Gardner was at that time?
Remy, we know you're listening.
No, that was, I think that it was him. There was a rider who was riding on the left of the road. Probably it was him. On the left side, you know?
Yeah. Well, he either came from Australia or England, didn't he? So, so it was either Remy or Jake.
and regarding the heat here is incredible. Okay, the temperature yesterday, the track temperature went to 57 degrees in MotoGP and to 60. But to have an idea how the situation is, there are some teams that have not. They didn't get space in the normal boxes, so they have put a tent, right? A big tent where they work in. The tent, the temperature in the tent is 44 degrees. And the mechanics are working at 44 degrees with the mask, with this other mask in front that is
the face shield,
They are destroyed. Look.
Oh, geez. Lucky they're not unionized. If there was unions involved, there would be no work going on.
Of course. No, I told them yesterday here, because I'm not telling you which team they were. Mm-hmm. They were supposed to be blocked down in the hotel, but they were in the swimming pool with another 100 people.
And you can't blame them.
Including riders.
Oh,
so
no.
I won't tell it. And they told me that they just can't do this. They are sweating. Imagine being inside these 4 or 5 hours. And then I also spoke with people from Aprilia, and they told me that Aleix Espargaró had to stop the other day 10 minutes before the end of the season because his hands were like being, you know, when you put the hand into boiling water?
Been boiled.
Oh, blistering and...
Or blistered and...
Blistering, you know, like...
Wrinkly.
Like, because so hot, because what comes out of the bike, you know? They were burning with the gloves on. So they tried to put a kind of deflector to avoid the air coming to the hands of the riders. But this happens in MotoGP, in Moto2, in all categories. But this, the IRTA has said that it's not possible because they consider this aerodynamic matter.
Oh, what?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and you can't. And they have said, look, this is safety matter. Safety matter. And then the responsible said, no, because the rules are the rules. And then obviously the team manager said, look, you change the rules in 24 hours when you want to. So don't, and this is much more a safety matter than something else.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Can the riders drink while they're riding? Do they have water?
Yes, here in the, how do you say, Stu, what you... Yeah. But when they leave the garage, that water is cold. After 3 laps, it's a 5 o'clock tea.
Yeah, so you put a tea bag in there. Make it, some lemon, a little bit of sugar.
And some plum cake if possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at least it's fluid, I guess, but...
Yes, they're getting something.
Did you... what some teams have done, like, is they have little swimming pools, you know, behind the boxes with water and ice. And as soon as they get off the bike, they get into that water because... This I know from the 8 hours. You can get, how do you say, deshidratado.
Dehydrated.
Dehydrated. Say we know Spanish.
10 minutes. At the end, it's the same. But you can get this. After 10 minutes, when you get off the bike, if you don't do immediately something, you can get
soak your whole body.
Dead.
No, how to say it?
Dehydrated.
Dehydrated.
I'm like, they're just dead.
You can have Lesmans if he has dehydrated. That's fine.
Because while you are on the bike, the wind seems that gives you some refreshment. But the problem is to stop. As soon as you stop, it seems that the body goes...
Lose the airflow, the thermostat of the body goes straight up.
Exactly.
And you sweat, you lose all your fluids. Yep. So you got to bring the body temperature
that
back
is
down.
the situation before the race. It's quite interesting, and I tell you, the feeling I am here, and well, it's different, but I am here. That this is what is important.
Have you managed to actually get inside the track? Is there access for you, or are you having to work remotely?
No access at all.
What's your weekend like?
Have you got your bunny suit?
Your bunny suit.
My
bunny suit. Dig your hole.
No. This would be a cooked bunny as soon as I put it on.
Boil in the bag.
On the grill. Manuel on the grill would that be?
There's the next section. There you go.
Yeah.
No, look, I am working here in my hotel. When I don't hide you, I'm going to meet people that were supposed to stay in the hotel. But I meet to have a chat with them. And at the end, you get a lot of info. And people, they are working in such extreme conditions, that they want to explain you. Look, and talking about extreme conditions, we had a new fire alarm in the Moto E box.
Another one?
It was yesterday night, I think. Night.
Was it after hours again, so there was no one there?
Well,
someone's really trying to sabotage Moto E.
One bike went into flames, into fire. Somebody who arrived at the track around 11 or midnight saw a barbecue in the
Saw someone in a rabbit suit running away from the shit.
With a can of gasoline and a lighter.
Yes.
Yeah, because, Stu, look, imagine... The problem of the Moto E normally is the temperature of the battery, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
That's always the problem of these bikes because it heats up and the problem is to cool everything. Imagine this with 40 degrees. So you have to add... And I know that they have tested new fairings, trying to expulse the hot air, be more efficient.
Yep.
But it seems that...
Yeah, not doing a very good job, obviously. So
it's difficult. It's difficult. It's such a difficult Moto E. And that's why the other day, knowing what happened, I don't know why they haven't started this championship first in a local environment, local, so you don't have to move all these circuits and just get experience in a local championship,
Test the technology, perfect the technology,
and then
try
go
in different environments.
Champion.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. But clearly there's enough impetus to push it because they have the agenda. They have the green agenda.
Yeah, and somebody had urgency in putting it together to avoid that somebody else would jump in, like happened in the Formula 1.
Exactly, yeah, with the Formula E being a completely different league. That's right.
What do those Formula E cars sound like?
Just like that. There you go. You just heard one. Yeah. Ready? You ready? I'll do an impression. Ready? Listen. Here's a Formula E car. There it goes. Wow. It's gone. Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they?
That one was fast, eh?
That was. I think that was doing about at least 30 miles an hour.
But
no, they're fantastic.
Are they actually quiet? Are they pretty quiet?
Yeah, they are very quiet. You hear a lot of mechanical noise.
Yeah.
You hear the noise of the actual motor, and you hear all of the brakes and all of the tires as well. So you hear all of that mechanical noise. So it's different.
But isn't it part of that loud noise that you love about this? Isn't that what gets your juices flowing?
That's it. It's that raw, visceral.
What was that like, Manuel, when you heard the bikes? What was it like when you heard them again? Were you just like, back?
What did you do when FP3 was starting?
Me to describe my physical reaction, or
did you pee? Did you pee a little?
Just a little bit. A little bit of wee came out.
That's okay because you were sweaty, so no one will know.
Today I will try to go. I tell you, because I was told that if I go up a hill that is near the circuit, I may see something. It's a little bit weird and stupid, but at least being here, I have to do this experience.
You have to do something.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can know how the poor people normally have to suffer through it.
Yes,
how are the little people dealing? Yeah. You say when you got there on Wednesday, you said there was stuff going on the street, and so there's clearly people who aren't local there in the town at the moment. Is the accommodation, does it seem like it's filling up? Are the bars full as well?
Well, in Spain, the bars are always full. Yeah. That's not
It's July in Spain. Exactly.
That's not a sign. That's not a sign of nothing. The problem would be if they were empty. No, that obviously there is not 10% of the atmosphere. But look, when I put my trip on the socials, people are so excited. I would like to be there. Congratulations, do it for us, because it's a pilgrimage.
Yes, it is.
Yes, pilgrimage to Jerez. That has been, here, I think the first time was 87 or something like that. And for you have any idea, look, in the track, people at the track, they will be around 120,000 or something like that.
Normally, yep.
Outside the track, people that come down to Jerez and don't go into the track is another 150,000. And people just stay on the beach, in the bars, in the restaurant with big screens.
So that 150,000 are there, but the 150,000 that normally go to the track, they're just not there.
Well, there is one of them.
There's at least one. Yeah. Senor Pecino, indeed.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's see what happens. And I think we can, next week, return with the podcast to analyze what's happening in the racing, no?
Yeah, indeed. Have you got any, let's not call them predictions, but have you got any feelings so far from what you've been hearing around the place?
Well, I have analyzing because, look, the thing is that there is a session in the morning and then another session in the afternoon. The morning session really doesn't count too much. It counts basically for the journalists to put big headlines. Valentino Rossi doing third position.
Yeah.
But in the morning, the track temperature is 37 degrees. 37. That is in
15,
the afternoon.
20 degrees colder.
Yeah. So imagine the tires. There's nothing to do, It's but analyzing the pace, just because if you have one lap, but when you analyze the pace, there is a rider far above the others. And this guy is Maverick Viñales so far. We are talking about, we are doing this on Friday before the race, but so far, Viñales is incredible, constant and working very well, and the pace. Fabio Quartararo so far has done one lap. Mark is doing well, but they do one lap, they are capable. But with this heat, imagine what it will be for the tires, for the bike, and especially for the riders.
Yeah, that's it. And realistically, if we extrapolate that out across what is now the 2020 season as well, there's going to be a lot of races in the high heat of summer in Southern Europe. So is fitness, athletic fitness, going to play a part of this championship, do you think?
Yeah, but Stu, the other day I was thinking the same, but the other day I was looking at the calendar, and at the end, look, the heat will be here in Jerez. From here we go to Brno. Normally the race is in August, so will be the same. And Central Europe heat for us, the heat in Central Europe is like the one we have in the freezer, more or less. And then from Brno, from the Czech Republic, we go down to Austria, in the middle of the mountains, also in August. Easy.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. So at the end, if you check, only the race that is out of the calendar, where normally it happens, is Jerez. The other ones are more or less moved 1 or 2 weeks at the same moment of the year. So that won't be a problem, because then we go to Misano in September. That is normally the same date. That will be at the end okay. And I have to say also
then are we going after Misano?
Misano, sorry?
Where are we going after Misano?
Misano comes Barcelona?
Yeah.
Yes, and then Le Mans into the middle of the...
There we go.
Oh, you should have asked me that question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, say it. Andra.
Le Mans.
Le Mans.
Manuel puts his head in his hands.
By the way,
Can you say dehydrated?
Dehydrated. D. We didn't say D. Today we are recording this on Friday, July 17th, right? Just a few hours ago, the confinement has returned into Catalonia, where it's going to happen Grand Prix. The confinement has returned to the Aragon region. They are completely closed again. So, okay, there is still September to go, but you know, everything is so critical. Imagine that, you know, until yesterday, Barcelona was fine. Today, they are completely confined. Nobody can leave the region.
We've had similar results down here in Australia as well. I'm not sure if you even get the media here in Australia where you are, Manuel. But we've had regions have been completely opened up, and then we've had a second wave come through, and they've been shut down. And now we're seeing state by state the restrictions are increasing again. So it's looking like that second wave is coming. So we need to be careful.
Well, here, look, the people, you know, we Latins are a little bit anarchist in this situation, right? And then if you add to this, you have to add that people have been closed down for 3 months. So people need to breathe or live or call it however, because they have lost they thought that the virus had taken a plane and left, but the virus is still around.
And now everyone's going a bit stir crazy. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so outside of that, like we're talking about the calendar, we've and you have said it a few times in the past, Manuel. You've been talking potentially about that first race of the season, coming back to there, where we had the Moto3 and the Moto2 guys get out there, but the MotoGP guys didn't race, and it was scratched from the calendar. But you've had a sneaking feeling there might be a return to the Middle East at the end of the year. Is there any updates on that you can give us at the moment, or have you heard nothing more about those yet?
Well, I have to say that Dorna has decided that the calendar will stay like it is. There will be no Malaysian Grand Prix, there will be no Thailand Grand Prix, there will be no Qatar, and obviously no Argentina. Because he thinks that, well, it will stay like this. It's too risky. You know, they will try to save the championship here in Europe. That isn't that easy, as we just mentioned about Catalonia and Aragon. But they won't get into experiments like traveling to Asia so far.
Yeah, okay, fair. And do you think all of this round of second waves that's starting to come through, has that really influenced Carmelo's thinking as well?
I think that he wants to secure, you know, he wants to take the minimum risk and say something like, okay, let's do it, let's close this book, but this is what he basically wants. I don't know if we have mentioned that the last time the championship had 13 races like this year, it happened in 1992. The first year Dorna started to run the championship.
That's right, yeah.
In 1992, what happened that year? It's something curious that people have forgotten, or maybe were not born at that time. That, you know, when Dorna came the first time, they started to ask the different tracks for a fee to organize the championship in 1992.
Right.
The tracks were not used to, so some of them just said, no, we don't pay. Laguna Seca fell off the calendar. Assen had to negotiate with Dorna. So at the end, there were only 13 Grand Prix like this year. You know how many different winners did win that year in the major class? 7 different riders won. So I don't know if it's something that you can compare, but 7 different riders won in 1992 that year.
Well, if that's anything to go by, then it stands to be an amazing season, clearly.
Yeah, because Stu, look, consider something. I think, I ask you now, who do you think is starting the championship with really thinking in the title? I mean, with the goal in winning the title. Give me names. How many?
For me, I would say maybe 4. Okay, so you've got, obviously, Mark is the number one that is saying straight away, this is my title. With the season being shortened, and with the advancements I'm seeing on the bike, I'm seeing Maverick is really, really keen this year. And I think with the advancements that Maverick is seeing, I think Fabio is thinking he's in with a chance. Although I think that's a bit of dreamland. But I think he thinks he's in with a chance. And I think only because the season is shorter, I think Valle thinks he might have a chance as well. But I think he will want to wait and see to the first 4 or 5 races and then see where he lands. And I think that's it.
Andra?
What do you think, Manuel? Is he me? I was going to say Fabio because he seems, he's kind of on fire, but he's going to do better next year, isn't he?
He will definitely do better.
But just think who starts with the obligation of winning. That is different.
Well, somebody who has to prove themselves, you mean?
Is there someone we haven't?
Yeah, no, who is obligated to fight for the championship? In my opinion, there are only 2 riders. One is Mark.
None of those that were mentioned?
You think it's either Mark or Alex?
It's Mark and it's Maverick. Because it's not about chances.
Mark or Maverick.
Okay.
Yeah, because Quartararo, okay, he can do it, but if he doesn't win, he's not obliged. If he doesn't win, it doesn't matter because he's not in a factory team. Yep. Because if Alex Rins, who did win 2 races
it's a free
last
shot.
year,
It's a free shot for them this year.
Yeah, but Suzuki is not expecting him to win. Not yet.
That's right.
The championship.
Yeah. Yep.
So the only one who
Jack?
are really... Jack, absolutely not. He can do... Do you think that Ducati is expecting Jack to win? No. But is Yamaha
it's a free year for him because he's on the satellite team. He's not in the factory bike.
Yeah, and Yamaha obviously is expecting Maverick to win. Therefore, they have given him a huge contract. They have given him the right to develop the bike. They have, for him, they have pushed Valentino out of the garage. So Maverick has the obligation to win for Yamaha. And obviously Marquez. But besides this, you can maybe mention Dovizioso. I don't think that Dovizioso will get out in the championship thinking in winning the title. No way.
No, I don't think so this year. Especially seeing as he's so close to an injury. He's still recovering from his injury as well, his collarbone.
Yes, Stu, and after having 3 times finished runner-up, do you think he has really thinking, no, I can get out and beat Marquez? No, he can win races.
Exactly.
So this, I might be wrong, but if you just think this makes these 2 riders go out on the track with a very different mentality. They have to find the balance between being competitive and not doing a mistake. If Jack crashes,
you're right.
And if Jack crashes or Rins crashes or whatever, it's just a mistake. You understand? So, but the others, if they do a mistake, it will be very difficult to catch up in such a short championship.
Exactly, yeah. But you're dead right. The way that you've described it is the only people who have pressure are Mark and Maverick, realistically.
Yes.
Everybody else, because of those contract moves that have happened, everyone else has got a free ride, basically, for one reason or another. And
if in a certain moment they have to close the eyes and get into a turn with the eyes closed, they will do it. Yep. You know, the other two will have to think, shall I go or shouldn't I? Shall or shouldn't I? You know?
Yeah. Sorry, Andrew.
I was just going to say, so, I sort of, with my knowledge, wasn't sure what to expect once they're back riding with all these changes, if the same top riders are going to stay the top riders, or because of the whole, lockdown and lots of different things. I don't know, I think I was expecting something like a bit of a mix-up that would sort of surprise everybody, but it seems like it's still those big names, nothing's changed too much.
Well, there is a nice group of people. I mean, Marquez is the reference. Marquez must feel like, the last hamburger on the grill in a barbecue. Everybody's looking at it.
Hang on a minute.
A piece of meat.
Hang on. Stop. Rewind. Did you say...
He didn't say sausage. He said piece of meat.
Like the last hamburger on the grill. Is that a saying where you are? That's brilliant. That's fantastic. That's the greatest saying I've ever heard, and I've never heard that before. Sorry, carry on.
Well, but it's like this. Everyone wants let's say, the last cold beer of the party, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
He will go out and he will have to look at so many rivals, because, again, imagine Jack will go out on the track and he will do his race.
Yeah.
As good as possible, and Rins will go out, and Mir will go out, and Quartararo. They have nothing to lose, just to gain.
But those two guys have got targets on their back, haven't they?
Exactly. So to find the balance is so important,
That's tasty.
And do you know what I'm most excited about?
What?
I signed up to KO today so that I can watch things live, and that's why I've been a bit quiet, because I'm actually watching the free practice too.
Yeah, so while we're talking, Manuel, I'm also watching FP2 for Moto3. Mino has currently got the fastest lap.
Moto3.
Yeah, Moto3, yeah.
Por
Vietti
Dios.
is second and McPhee is third. They're on a 147.2, 147.3 at the moment. 147.1.
How interesting, Moto3.
Yeah.
But still, this is the... yeah, I know. But this is the first time I've seen it live, ever.
Yes.
So
I was there, Manuel, 45
have
minutes ago. I watched Andra's face as she watched her first piece of live practice. It was like, oh, this is what it's like. Ah! I watched her mind explode.
And I did. I think I peed a little.
Oh, it was brilliant. Fantastic.
So once we're done here, I'm going to be staring at this.
Exactly. Yeah, Manuel, so what I'm hearing is you've had a week where you've had a long ride through hot crowds. You've gotten to paradise, and you may have seen some burnouts, and you're stuck in a hotel room so close to a racetrack where there's guys who have got pools in the back of their paddocks because it's so hot, and you're still looking forward to the weekend.
Oh, yes. Look, everything you said is wonderful and nice, but I wouldn't say stuck in a hotel. I am here, Stuck is kind of negative, like in a prison.
I did use the word paradise.
Wonderful. I can almost hear the bikes. I open here the door, I can hear the bikes. I have a swimming pool in the back. I have a fantastic Africa Twin in the front. So what else can I expect? Tell me, Stu.
Life could be worse. Life could be a lot worse.
That's why he looks 20 years younger to a couple months ago. So
yeah.
Well,
you do.
When I was behind that bars, behind that bars, you cannot go out to buy bread. It's nothing. But it's fine. Everything at the end, everything gets fixed. I am where I want to be with taking care of everything, taking care of myself, but I am here.
So the next few days for you, what do you think? What have they got in store? How are you going to keep yourself busy? How are you going to keep up with what's going on? What's your plan for the weekend?
Well, the weekend is following the races, the Grand Prix, as best as I can, speaking with people that can tell me the stories of how do you say, not the official stories.
The real stories.
And that's it. And Monday I ride back to Madrid. I hope that it's a little bit cooler. And then for the next weekend, I don't know. We just wait and see. Maybe, I don't know, if I wake up and come down again, or
who knows? Whatever you feel like doing.
You're free like a butterfly.
Lots of drinks.
I am free like a free man. Exactly.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, so I think, when do you plan on putting the stories up on to Pecino GP? Are we going to see content on Monday or Tuesday? When will you normally let everybody know what your feelings are about the weekend?
Well, I am preparing some super stuff that will be on Pecino GP tomorrow. That probably before the outcome of the podcast.
Ooh. So, but yesterday, for those listening to the podcast.
Okay. We have prepared a lot of new stuff, and we will see. We are starting with the championship, the new pecinogp.com website.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Where it's included, of course, the Pecino Report with my Down Under brothers and sisters.